Hello everybody and welcome to this video. In this video, I want to discuss a project that I recently built. The project is called Skillforge and it's an online course application like Udemy or Coursera. But the main thing about the project is its architecture that I want to discuss with you guys. So before diving into the technical details and the tech stack and the architecture of the project that we are using, let me give you a demo of the project. This is the project. So this is the landing page. The landing page does not look so fancy, obviously, because this project I created just to show the functionality. So let's explore the courses. We have 3 courses over here. Let's view this course. Okay, so as we can see, the UI looks just simple. We have the course description overview. We can also look at the curriculum of the courses. We have other courses as well. Let's look at this course. We only have we have 2 videos over here. So let's now sign up. Okay, we can sign up as well. So let's sign up with a new user. So this new user is Raj Singh, and then the email is just raj@email.com. Let me give it a password. Let's agree to the terms and condition and let's create an account. Now we have created the account and we are also logged in. You can see from there we are logged in. We can log out, but we are not going to log out. We are going to look at the courses that we are enrolled in. Okay, so this is my courses. This is the courses that we created. So we are not having any courses as it's a freshly created account. So we are not having any courses over here. And this home page is for the courses in which you are enrolled in. So the user is also not enrolled in any course. So it's also empty. Let's enroll in some courses. Okay, so let's view this course and let's enroll in this course. Okay, so now in the home we have one course in which we are enrolled. Let's view this course. As you can see, we have 2 videos over here and we can watch this video. These videos are actually using HLS for streaming. So browser is not downloading the complete video, rather it's using the HLS streaming to play these videos. So this is all about the videos watching part. Let's now dive into the other feature of the project, that is the course creation feature. So let's create a course. Okay, let's call this course Python Masterclass. Let me give all these details. Category would be, let's say, development. Let's be some price. Let's choose an image for it, this one. Now we can add sections. Let's add just one section just to show you guys that it works. It's basics of Python, and let's only add one lecture over here. We can click on this to show add lecture button, then we can add lectures over here. Title would be Python basics, and the lecture description is just anything, non-Python, for example. We choose a video file. We are going to choose this one, and then we can submit it. And now this is my courses. We have uploaded the course, that's why we are being redirected, otherwise we would have sent the error. So now we can refresh it just to make sure that the course is uploaded, and we can see the course is actually been uploaded. We can also edit this course. Again, same thing, we can edit whatever we want. If you want to change anything, you can change it. But there is one problem here, that if you try to watch this course, first of all, let me go to this course. If you try to watch this course, then we won't be able to see it. So first of all, to watch this course, we'll have to enroll in this course, right? Because we are not enrolled in our own courses. So let's enroll in it. Explore courses. Now we have one more course over here. We can view course. We can enroll in it. The buying feature does not work actually. I have not implemented the payment integration as of now. So now we can watch this course. As you can see, there is no video over here. And the reason is the video does not just you upload it and it just show up. The video is processed before it's uploaded to the course. You can also make the functionality like you don't show the course unless the course is completely, the videos of the courses are completely processed, but you can implement on its own. Okay, so this is just for showing purpose. And what it's doing under the hood is it actually processing video. We have a worker node that processes the videos, and I can show you why going on to this Docker desktop. We have this Skillforge container stack, and in that container stack we have 7 containers. These are all those 7 containers that we have. I'll talk about all these 7 containers just in a minute. So this is the container that is responsible for processing videos, and now the video is being processed, so it's just finished right now. So we can refresh it just to check if the videos actually works. The lecture is completed, by the way. Let's refresh it. And as you can see, we can watch this lecture because the lecture is been processed. And again, it uses HLS streaming. So this is the project that I have built. We can also sign out. So this is the project that I have built. Now let's jump onto the technical details of the project. So first of all, let's talk about tech stack. On tech stack, on front end, we are using the React.js as our UI library. Then we are using Saffian and Tailwind CSS for styling. Then we are using Video.js for playing these HLS videos. Okay. Then we are using React query to create API request. React query make request. React query make it's very simple to call API request, and like it handles lot of things like caching and all that. Then we are using GraphQL client, Apollo in our case, to interact with the GraphQL API that we have. I'll talk about those details just in a minute. On backend, we are using Node.js and Express for REST API. Then we are using Apollo again, Apollo server for our GraphQL, and we are using a Prisma as an ORM to talk to our database, which is Postgres in this case. Then we are having MinIO. MinIO is a blob storage like AWS. But the reason I'm not using AWS is just I wanted to make this project completely offline so that you can run it on your own computer. So we are using MinIO for the blob storage, and again MinIO is also AWS compatible, so we are also using the AWS official SDK to interact with the MinIO. Then we are using Redis for the authentication and authorization. Yeah, we are using session based authentication, not JWT based. Then we are using RabbitMQ for the PubSub model. I'll talk about that just in a minute. Then we are using FFmpeg for the processing the videos. Let's now discuss the architecture of the project. So this is the complete architecture of the project. We have 7 containers in this project, and each containers can be scaled horizontally on its own. Like some we can scale all these containers horizontally. So it's based on microservice architecture. Let's talk about the architecture even more. So we have user. The user make request to the front end, and front end is created using React, and it is served using Nginx. So we have Nginx web server which actually serve these requests to the user. So the front end makes call to the backend. We have backend over here. On backend we have 2 servers. The first is the Express server. The second is GraphQL. The Express server handles all those authentication and authorization and even the user details. Like we need user details to show up in the website, right? So that is all handled by this Express server. And the GraphQL server only deals with the course upload, course query, like anything related to course is handled by GraphQL only. And then we are using Postgres as our database. Again, for authentication, we are using Redis, and we are using MinIO to upload the courses as a blob storage. So to understand this architecture completely, let's consider a scenario. Okay, the first scenario that could be is user want to sign up. Okay, the user give all these details via frontend. Frontend make a request to the backend, and as this is an authentication request, it will go to the Express server. The Express server then saves all those details to the database using Prisma.js as an ORM, and then it creates a session for the user, and it stores that session into this Redis database, and then sends a cookie to the user to save it on the browser. And then on every request, it has middlewares that actually authorizes the user. So this is one scenario. Let's consider another scenario. User wants to upload a course. Okay, so what user does is it creates the course by the panel that we have, and then after creating that course, the user actually submit the request. The front end then make request to the back end, and this time this will go to the GraphQL. And now the what GraphQL would do, it first of all it would insert all those static data like the course title, the course description, and all those things back directly into the Postgres database. And then each lecture that we have, for each lecture it generates a signed URL via this MinIO. Yes, it's AWS compatible. MinIO is AWS compatible, so it's also support signed URL. So it creates signed URL to upload the videos onto this bucket. We have two buckets on MinIO. The first is called production bucket. The second is called temp video bucket, which is just for storing video temporarily. So it create a signed URL to upload videos onto this temp video, and then what this GraphQL server does, it returns all the signed URL back to the user, and then the client, the user, or the front end, I should say, the front end actually sends all these videos and upload all these videos back to this bucket by using the signed URL. So front end actually upload all this video to the temp video bucket. Now we have event setup on this MinIO. So whenever something is uploaded onto this temp video, it sends an event to the RabbitMQ. And again, RabbitMQ is connected with our worker node using PubSub model. So whenever there is an event sent onto this RabbitMQ, the worker gets to know it, and then what it does, it actually goes to the temp video, it downloads that video, processes it, converts it into segments so that it's HLS streamable, and then it sends back those segments to this production bucket. The production bucket is a public bucket, so anybody can access it. We are making it public. You can also make it private, or you can do it on your own, like depending upon your architecture. So I'm making it public just for the simplicity. So this production bucket is public, and this, after processing video, workers upload those video segments onto the production. Now the video is available to watch. So this is the scenario where user want to upload course. Let's consider the third scenario. User want to watch the lecture. So again, user request on the front end goes to the back end. Again, GraphQL would take that request, and then it would return those course information by retrieving it from the database, and then just save it, just give it to the user. And this time it would also return the course URL as well, because it's already been uploaded, right? So user can just watch it as simply, because the videos are also on a public bucket, so user can directly watch it. So this is the architecture of the project that we are using. Of course, there are few flaws that there are intentional flaws that I want you guys to fix. The first flaw is that we are using a production bucket, right? And the production bucket is open, it's open to everybody, it's public. So if anybody gets the video master file, if you know in HLS, then you know there is something called index.m3u8 file. If the user gets this file, okay, the link to this file, then it can just send that to any HLS video player and it will just play the video. So we have to stop it. We can use multiple techniques, but I leave these things up to you. So there are some intentional flaws that you can fix. And again, the one more flaw that this project has is it does not has any payment integration. Buying option just directly sends you the enrollment course. So there are few works that I've intentionally left for you guys to improve this project. So this is the architecture of the project, and again, this is the architecture that I wanted to discuss with you guys, just to show you how the project actually works internally. So it's not a beginner project, obviously, it's a more than a beginner project. I would consider it as an intermediate project. So that's it for this video, and I'll see you in the next one.